I don't have an opening for the show, so we could just do an opening. Y'all ready?
Y'all ready for this?
Y'all ready for this? Hello, everybody, and welcome to Carnival Cruising Podcastaways, the podcast where you instantly click on the show and you're like, "What in the hell is going on?" And are you ready for this? No, you're probably not. My name's Trevor. We got Jen with us, the cruising princess, and we have Mr. Kennedy. Mr. Kennedy and I make the Platinum Boys. So or the Platinum Men.
Ooh.
Yes.
Not the Diamond Boys, though.
Yeah, not the Diamond Boys, though.
Why you gotta throw that in our face? I mean, that's just
trying to keep them humble.
We don't. You know what? Those people complain too much, so I don't even want to be on that level, anyways. Anyways, so I got some complaints. Not kidding, but we've got an exciting show today. I mean, I was really excited when we came up with this idea of Jen just,
talking the whole show. Yeah, because it's her show, it's her home ports, and we're talking about today.
Yeah, we're going to talk about some home ports. We got some John Hild craziness and I don't know, some other fun stuff as well. But oh goodness, speaking of John Hild craziness, John Hild says, "Good Wednesday morning. I hope you are happy. And yet I know one person who is not, because she posted a TikTok video saying she was going to smuggle alcohol on the ship." Okay, that's not exactly breaking news, but when I read the ship's report, I had to blink many times because her video was all about powdered alcohol. Apparently, this person's got some powdered alcohol. Jeez. So she emptied so I don't quite understand all this. She thought she could get the ship dispensing with her need to empty and fill bottles with mouthwash or spend money buying smuggling sanitary product, both of which for a period, yes, many years have worked, but something we are now very much aware of, so don't even bother. However, powdered alcohol, wow, that's a new one. He says, Uncle Google tells me that it allows people to simply mix some sachets of vodka, rum, margarita into our water, mixed it in your breakfast grits or possibly on top of your chocolate melting cake under the table if necessary. Isn't it brilliant? So I was assuming, because I sent this to you guys. I didn't even read it, obviously. I was assuming that if you had some kind of powdered alcohol, you were going to put it in like a liquid, right?
Yeah.
You were going to sprinkle it on your food, right?
Right.
I wouldn't know. Okay. I mean, because it needs to be diluted. Otherwise, you're taking in concentrated alcohol.
That's interesting. I don't know how it works. That's interesting, though. So, is powdered alcohol something that was on your bingo card? Anybody? I don't know. I've never even heard of it. I didn't even know this was a thing. I guess it is. What do you guys think?
I didn't know it was a thing.
Yeah. But I mean, it has to be like, an extremely concentrated form of alcohol. They take the water out of it, So, but I mean, it's kind of like, why even, why post this on the internet and just keep it a secret,
Yeah, that's your first mistake. But according to Wikipedia, alcohol powder or powdered alcohol or dry alcohol is a product generally made by microencapsulation. This sounds way too complicated for me. When reconstituted with water, alcohol in powder form becomes an alcoholic drink. In March 2015, 4 product labels for powdered alcohol products were approved by the United States Alcohol and Tobacco Y, which opened the doors to legal product sales. Wow. Oh, it says, however, as of 4th of January 2016, the product is not yet available for sale, and legalization remains controversial due to public health and other concerns. Interesting. Yeah, not great. I don't know. Like, I have a problem with, like, there's a point when it's like you're an alcoholic and you're just drinking water that's like alcohol, and you have a nice mixed drink that's cold and was made really nice. I don't know. That's just me. I like plenty of orange juice in my stuff. So I don't know. What do you? I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess you can get orange juice,
but
I just think that's too much.
Way too much.
Well, and I think these people are doing it for the attention. It was like, I don't know if y'all saw the video from some fella who posted about smuggling weed on, and made a video, and then here's a shock. Security shows up at his room with screenshots of his video and
really
says,
funny.
"Hey, I understand you have weed."
And he's in there. It's legal. No, weed isn't legal internationally or even federally. It's state by state.
It is not allowed on the ships, so it doesn't matter. Yeah,
man.
I don't understand why you're making videos about sneaking things on and then surprised when people catch you sneaking things on.
And the flip side of it now is, Carnival's watching. Obviously, they obviously have people that are looking for this kind of thing. I feel really bad for the person that has to watch our show, because I imagine there is one. And I'm gonna say his name is Ronald. And Ron, man,
hey,
I'm so sorry. That's I think everybody should leave a comment under this video that both says hi, Ron, and we're sorry. So I don't know.
Ron, just remember, I'm the good one.
Yes, exactly. If you go to banning anyone, my name is Derek. We have been talking about this for months, and I don't know. I was really excited that Jen was eager to tell us all about her favorite port that's not Galveston, and because apparently Galveston is her favorite port. But
love Galveston.
Yeah, Long Beach is a port that we know absolutely nothing about. My beautiful mother was out that way recently, and Jen did not go and see her, even though she surfs right by that place every day.
Every day.
Wait, hold on. You're only mentioning your mother and not your sister.
Oh, yeah. Well, she was there too. But my mother was there. They abandoned my father. I don't know if I've ever mentioned that, but you left him there to starve. So,
well, see, your father's favorite, and your mother and your sister is your mother's favorite.
No, she was trying, but
because your sister takes your mother on cruises.
Yeah, trying to buy her love. My mom's smarter than that.
You bought your father fried chicken.
I did. He was dying.
Before or after?
Well, it was during, because they left him there with no one to cook for him. So what is he to do? I mean,
it's a tragedy.
He was wasting away.
It was wasting away. I'm glad you were there for him in his moment of need.
I was like a good son.
Wow.
So tell us about this amazing place called Long Beach in this awful place called California.
Hey, listeners. Do you want to cruise to either Mexico or Hawaii? Well, boy, have I got a place for you. It's called Long Beach, and I'm glad you want to go to Mexico or Hawaii because those are the only two places you're going out of that port. Only two, unless it's a really unusual repositioning cruise. Only two places you're going. um, Carnival has its own port out of Long Beach. Do not confuse it with the World Cruise port out of San Pedro. That's where all the other cruise lines sail out of. So every now and again, somebody does get confused and they go to the wrong place, entirely different city. You want to go to Long Beach. Long Beach. That's where Carnival sails out of. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. It's a great place to go. Easy to get to. Let's start with that. You can get there by flying into LAX, one of the busiest airports in the world. I like it because flying out of the Bay Area, I can get a flight out of SFO every hour on the hour. Makes it very, very easy. Here's where I'm a renegade. Please do not follow my advice. I fly in the day of my cruise.
Uh-oh.
Now, if Trevor or Thomas were coming in, they would not do that because they are coming in from far, far away. They would come in, 14 business days in advance?
Yes. Yeah.
No,
At least.
No.
At least.
No,
At least.
Only a day and a half.
Only a day and a half?
Yeah.
Okay. But for me, we take the first flight out. We are in Los Angeles at 7 a.m, ready to catch an Uber and grab some breakfast and then get in our faster to the fun line to board our cruise.
Faster to the fun, what's that?
It is this thing when you are not a platinum or diamond or suite cruiser that you can purchase, they'll let you cut in line.
Oh, that needs to be ended.
Yeah.
That's not a good program.
I know.
To us, that is slower to the fun for us because then the riffraff ends up.
It kind of does slow us down because they go on before platinum people. I'm like, what?
Not great. Not great.
That's a bunch of
As
crap.
the riffraff, I love it. I am here for it. So, yeah, you can fly into LAX, which has a ton of flights, very easy to access. It's about a 40-minute Uber ride. It's going to cost you about $40-50 to get there. Or you can catch the Carnival shuttle, which I forget how much it costs. It's kind of expensive, but if you like to know that there is someone waiting for you to arrive and is going to personally ensure that you get to that port, it's worth it. When my parents cruise, that's what I have them do because I like to make sure there's someone going to get them to the port.
I just want to say that I've recently been clued into these shuttles. Recently, Katy Perry was in one, and that would be a really cool way to get to a cruise. I gotta say,
yeah.
Katy Perry was in a giant penis. It wasn't
it was a space shuttle. So, and if Carnival's got one, I'll try it.
Those are very expensive.
Yeah, well,
and it's only 11-minute ride, from what I understand. Yeah.
Yeah, not worth it.
Yeah. I don't think so. I don't think you get to really get all your luggage in that one either.
I don't know. I think they could somehow fit it in there.
Let's see.
All right, not to throw us off. Sorry.
Yeah, thanks for the diversion.
No
you
problem.
also fly into Long Beach, which is closer but doesn't have as many flights. If you're coming in from Canada, John Wayne, I think, is a popular option.
John Wayne's dead.
Yeah, he was an actor.
Yeah.
But his airport remains. And for reasons I don't understand, Canadians really like that
we've
airport.
got those two dead people airports. Yeah.
Dead people airports. What is your dead person airport?
Will Rogers
and Wiley Post.
Yep.
And Will Rogers Airport actually has graves at the entrance.
Yep.
Of people who missed their flights?
I don't know. You drive into the entrance and there's like a small graveyard of like 10 or 12 graves.
Yeah.
Gosh.
You know, at least they didn't perish in airplane accidents or anything.
Yeah.
So.
Right. Well, I'm just going to keep moving. So, unlike Galveston, I don't think you're going to have all the Airbnb options when you come into town, but there are a ton of hotels. There's a bunch right in Long Beach proper. You can catch a shuttle to the port. A lot of them are free or super cheap. There's parking at the port. I think Carnival, it's got about 1,400 parking spots. I did look it up, but they go really quickly, especially if you're sailing on one of the big ships. But there's adjacent lots. So, get there early. You shouldn't really have a problem. All the hotels offer parking, but it's going to be more expensive. And Long Beach has a lot of really great places to eat. When we fly in, there's a place we like to eat in Torrance, which is nowhere near Long Beach. It's about 40 minutes away. We like to go to King's Hawaiian Bakery.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. It's the bread, the King's Hawaiian bread.
Uh-huh.
They have a bakery and a restaurant. It's really good if you want some Hawaiian-ish food the morning of your cruise. Definitely worth the side trip. And one thing I really like about the Long Beach port is the dome that you go into where you are waiting, where you're standing in your endless lines. It used to be home to the Spruce Goose. And it's just...
Really? Is that one? Right next to the Queen Mary?
Yes, it is next to the Queen Mary, which is also really cool. You can stay the night there if you are rolling in extra bucks. If you're rolling in Trevor's mom, you can stay. It's weird.
Well, that's where my mom stayed.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Did they go looking for ghosts?
Her, and you didn't. Yeah, they did. Yeah. They went ghost hunting. She found one.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
She has a photo.
Yep. Very cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want to go stay there. I would love to go stay on the Queen Mary and go look for ghosts. But yeah, there's the Queen Mary. You go through the cool dome, and it's a pretty quick process. Zip, 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 especially if you're fast with fun. And you're on the ship in no time at all. Yeah, easy, easy, easy. That's my Long Beach report. Come a day early. Go see all the fantastic stuff that's in LA. Go to Disneyland. See all the tourist stuff. We've had a rough couple of years. We could use the tourism. I'll surf by and wave.
There you go. Well, I was looking up, I was like, man, I've always wanted to go to Hogan's Beach Hangout, and I was looking up its address to see if it was at Long Beach. It's at Clearwater Beach, which is in Florida. So I was kind of off a little bit, but
just a little bit, yeah,
just a tad bit. I thought it was, for some reason, I thought he was out that way, but he's not. That's all I had. So I don't know. So,
well, see, I didn't know that was the cruise port there, because I've actually been to the Queen Mary, in that area, whenever I marched in the Rose Parade, we did a whole bunch of walking crap before that parade. I don't know why. Our band director was sadistic.
All that walking crap.
Yeah, it's a 5.5 mile parade, and we were there for a week before the parade, and doing Magic Mountain, Disneyland, San Diego Zoo, the Queen Mary, all this.
Terrible.
Yeah, it was a lot of walking.
Well, I hope they didn't have you walk from the Queen Mary to the San Diego Zoo. That's
no, they didn't, and that was on separate
hours and hours away by car.
We stayed in Anaheim, so it was we were like right in between San Diego and Long Beach. So I think anyway, I don't know.
So the Firenze and the Radiance are the two ships that are out of Long Beach currently. They do, I guess is that it? That's what it shows on the Carnival site right now. Oh wait, I have duration as 3 days.
If you just click on Long Beach and then
still just Carnival, Radiance, and Firenze. They've got some good itineraries though. Lots of Mexico. I mean, you weren't kidding.
You want to go to Ensenada? We got you. You want to go to Cabo?
What the 14 days got to be Hawaii, right? Hawaii. Okay. Actually, you know what? Hawaii's not that bad too for a 14-day cruise. $1,400 per person. That ain't too bad. That's for a 14-day cruise. It's about what you'd pay for a 7-day times 2 on any other cruise.
Well, yeah, because
that's great math right there.
Go to Hawaii though. That's really cool. So I know it's not. I know you probably go there on the weekends, Jen. But
yeah.
Well, you got to realize that 7 days of that you're at sea. So
probably so. But I've looked at some cruises to Hawaii from Seattle, and it seemed kind of complicated. But they were like 16 days. So
yeah, we're doing our Hawaii cruise in January, and it seemed like such a great idea when we booked it. And now I'm like, oh yeah, it's 7 days at sea.
Oh, yeah.
And then island.
I could do
back
that.
At sea.
Though. Well, I could do that.
I'll see how it goes. I think I might be a little twitchy by about day 5.
My cousins, they wanted to know about cruises and stuff, so I got them connected with Amanda, because their friends are booking an Australian cruise, but they live in Hawaii, so they're also trying to talk me into going to Hawaii to visit them. And I'm like, it's very tempting because a round trip ticket on American is only $650, but then I have to pay for luggage, So yeah, which is almost half of what it would cost me to go on Southwest. Southwest was going to be like $1,400.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
What if you bought your clothes out there?
It's too expensive.
Well,
I mean,
you go.
Why don't you just take a carry-on and do laundry?
That's true.
Well, yeah, and true. I could do that because I will be staying in a house that has washer and dryer.
Wait, what airline?
American. Well, American, but Southwest is going to be charging for luggage too. So even if I went with Southwest.
So when I fly to Hawaii, here's what I do. I bring a carry-on, and most often they will offer to gate check because the flight's full.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure we get check-in.
Well,
they'll just take it at the gate because they are trying to clear out room in the cabin.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But you still have the liquid restrictions if you do that, right?
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. That's good. Pretty good idea, though.
Yeah. I mean, you don't need to pack a whole lot.
No.
Nah, you're right.
What island?
They're on. I think they're on the Big Island. It's whatever Hickam Air Force Base is on. Because he was in the Air Force.
Nice.
Yeah,
I don't think y'all ever catch me there. Never going to Hawaii.
Why not?
Dog the bounty hunter.
He's
I'm
gonna
telling
find you?
He will find me. And
do you have a bounty on your head?
I don't need one for him to come find me. So I'm just saying it could happen. He's there. I know it. So not going to happen. And I'm not going to give him a reason.
So you won't go to Hawaii because Dog the bounty hunter, and you won't go back to Vegas because the Pawn Stars guys wouldn't take Megan to when you tried to pawn her off. Where else can you go?
They wouldn't even entertain the idea. So
you're very particular.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Actually, I would go back to Vegas though. I enjoy Vegas. So, but other than cruising, that's like my other go-to. So
my 50th birthday is next year.
Hey, there you go.
We can do Vegas for my birthday.
Every time we plan it, though, a pandemic happens.
We've only tried that once, and yes,
and one time, I mean, that was enough. It happened. Just like Dog the Bounty Hunter, that happened. Okay, so just saying.
And was your trip protected with travel insurance?
It was, and I went to Vegas, and I got COVID.
Mine didn't even have to be covered under travel insurance because they automatically gave me a credit on all of it. So, yeah.
That's pretty much happened to me too. But it could have been a type of travel insurance. Man, how wonderful travel insurance is.
Oh, yes, very much so. Travel insurance is the bomb.com.
Yeah. And do you know that when I go on a trip, I always use Carnival Cruising Podcastaways travel insurance. It's the newest insurance craze. No, I'm kidding. We don't have an insurance company. But we did want to talk about travel insurance.
I was going to say, when
everyone's doing it.
When did we start selling insurance or endorsing an insurance?
And it's life insurance. It's not even travel insurance. Sorry. We did talk about that, though. We wanted to talk about how we wanted to bring up, because Jen brought up a beautiful segue there.
Yeah.
We go right into
it. Beautiful. And look what you did to it.
Look what I done. No, but yeah. No, it's something we haven't talked about in a long time, which is something I do think is important. Travel insurance. I always opt in with Carnival on travel insurance. And, and as much as I was traveling, you'd think I would have like a yearly plan. I looked into it. They can be pricey. So I just want people to be aware.
I know, like, Professor Melissa, she advises on some that are it's like what, $500 a year for this travel insurance, but she travels like
nonstop.
Yeah.
I don't even know what she professes. So
yeah, she's always on vacation, so I don't see
she's
where
always on
she
vacation.
teaches. I don't see where she teaches.
Yeah.
She's always working on her tan.
Mm-hmm. The only reason I know who that is because you sent me videos. And I've had something negative to say about all of them. But oh, it's really funny. Rarely do I have something positive though. So anyways, what
So
do you
you
guys
get
think?
yours through Carnival, Thomas. Do you
get mine. Yeah.
do you do travel insurance through Carnival as well?
Yeah, I do. Only because I just, I only since we started this podcast have I started getting insurance, and especially now that I have, health reasons to have it, I'll be, I'm going to be looking into some private travel insurance. That way, any other time that I travel, I can be covered on it. So.
Now, I will say there is also levels of travel insurance that's on my credit card. I do have a travel card, and so if something were to happen, I can make claims through that as well. That could be covered. It covers a lot of stuff that goes along with like losing luggage and stuff like that. So if you ever in those situations and you're like, man, I didn't buy the travel insurance. Well, if you book things through your card, you might be covered in some aspects as well. So you always want to check those things just to make sure.
I mean, especially if you're having, because even though you're not supposed to cruise on your third trimester, there are those who get away with it. So you want to have that so that, just in case they medevac you and the baby off, and stuff like that. There's all sorts of reasons. If you die beforehand, your family can get the money back.
Yeah.
So
that happens, I guess.
It does happen.
Yeah.
I mean,
like I get that. Yeah.
One of my friends had a cruise booked and dropped dead of a heart attack a month and a half before the cruise.
Oh man. Oh, so then they're able to recoup the cost of the cruise for that person? Yeah. Oh wow.
What if I wonder if there's like a cost with Carnival for a name change, like in the event of death. Like, would they charge you for that, or would they?
Well, his fiance ended up like just moving the cruise to a later date and using his fare to pay for one of the other people, one of her friends. So just made it like a.
Well, that works. Yeah.
Made it a girls' cruise. So.
But I would expect Megan to go on the cruise regardless, and I would also appreciate my remains to be spread while we're out at sea. But I also do not want to be cremated. So. She's got some explaining to do.
Bring you like in a carry-on.
Yeah, I mean she's gonna have to get like a hatchet or something.
Oh.
But don't cremate me. But I don't care if you cut me up. But
you want to be like a naval, burial at sea where they just dump the body down.
Yeah.
I don't know if they do that though.
She's like, here's an arm, here's his leg.
I'm seeing all the people lined up on the deck with their phones out, recording.
Yes. They would probably do it privately. I mean,
they do ashes privately, but you're talking about something else.
This is a question for John.
If I see a leg going overboard, I'm getting out. There's no private.
Okay. I am going.
Please say Megan is listening to you talk about this right now.
She left. Oh, well, hang on a second. I have a thought. I'll be right back. I'm letting Minion out.
So,
wow.
Yeah, I mean, you know how bougie Trevor is?
How bougie is he?
He now has 3 Roombas.
3 Roombas.
3 Roombas. That's how bougie
One
he
per
is.
room?
I mean, yeah. I don't know why, they need that much French fries for his order, but yeah, I mean.
Why do you have 3 Roombas?
Oh, okay. So okay, the newest Roomba, his name is Trip, because we put him in a really bad spot. We kept tripping over him. But so I have an old one that broke. We bought another one, okay? And then I took one of the 6 previous Roombas that we had of the carcass, and then I popped pieces off of its motherboard, and then I had soldered them in, and then got it working again. So the old one works again, but the Wi-Fi no longer works on it. But the new one, we got a new one, so we had to deal with that situation. Kind of awkward, but whatever. And then I've been on this Goodwill auction site, and I bought a pretty expensive Roomba for like $16. so now I've got another one. Trip is his name. You get to name him. And so he now resides over here and by the kitchen now. Now eventually, once I get moved into the garage with all my other stuff, one of the old Roomba will be retired in there. He'll just be cleaning in there, and then we'll have the 2 out here running. So it's been nice having 2 Roombas running at a time, though. It's madness when we have all 3, though. It's almost like a fight. I want to attach knives to them and just see who wins. But so far, I haven't been allowed. So, anyways, so I'm going to ask John about spreading remains the day this episode comes out. I'm gonna, if he's doing posts this weekend, I'm gonna ask him. If he's not doing posts this weekend, I'll ask him Monday, and I will lead into it with what I want my will to say, and then make it real emotional, and then end it with, also, I don't want to be cremated. And see what John says.
You will definitely be in your own post for him.
I know. I have been successfully my own post once, and so I'm going for a second time. So I don't know. He has gotten a pretty good kick out of some of my stuff. I do think the magnets up on the ceiling were hilarious. So, but no, that's gonna be my next one, I think. So, anyways,
Trevor, you need help.
I need lots of help. Well,
we got to have an intervention
for this episode. Oh,
we have to have an intervention for the Goodwill auction.
Don't tell people about how much. No, I don't have a Goodwill auction problem. Megan's looking at me like you have one. Oh, it's really funny. So,
I have a message for Brandon.
You have a message for Brandon?
Yeah.
Oh, you got a message for Brando.
Yeah.
What you got?
My fan isn't on.
Your fan isn't on? That's really.
I don't know how you knew it was my fan that was on, but it's not on now.
I think we called it out in an episode.
Oh, did we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe. I think so. I think he was able to piece that one together pretty easily. Speaking of Brandon, I did want to bring up that he had posted something in the Facebook group, and I thought it was a pretty decent question. He asked, Now, this is a question that was in other pages. So he said he thought I'd bring it here. He said, what is something overpriced on a cruise ship that passengers keep buying? And I'm going to say faster to the fun. I think that we should all boycott it. I think that no one should get it, and we should just stop it all to get. Not kidding. I think photos is something I'm guilty of buying a lot of photos on cruises, and I can get photos printed at like Walmart for like so it's like, man, they charge a lot of money for photos. Now, I do understand, though, they have staff that take professional photos. Like professional photos, that's all like different than what, my selfie from this morning while I was eating cereal that had little bits of banana cut up into it. But I'm just saying, like, man, that's like they can get pretty pricey. So I don't know. What do you guys think?
The pictures, yeah, they are way too expensive. But I'm gonna say watches.
Watches, okay.
Yeah, because even though they may say they're 75% off, I bought a watch on a cruise. It said it was like
Invect or whatever it's called. I don't know.
An Invictus, yeah.
Invictus, yeah.
It was a diver's watch, and I don't see it. I
don't even dive.
Shut up! It's a nice watch, but anyway, and it was like $200 and something, and we paid it. This is already like 70-something% off, and come to find out, it was only worth $200.
Oh goodness!
So we paid more than what it was worth.
I will say I've paid that much money for a watch before, and not on a cruise. And I was very happy with the purchase, even though it was like a brand that was kind of known for being kind of cheesy. But I will say that like that watch, like so many people were like, "Oh my God, I really like your watch," and I was like, "Oh, thank you." Well, and I changed the band on because the band broke.
You used to buy Citizen watches every cruise.
Not Citizen, no.
No, I thought you did.
No, I've bought some cheaper watches on there, but no, there's one that I really like, and I bought another one of it on the cruise because I didn't even know they sold them on the cruise, and it was a little expensive, but not as much as I paid for the first one I got. And not one person has ever said, "Boy, Trevor, your watch looks really nice." So, don't know.
People said my watch was nice.
Yeah.
Well, even though I've never been diving before, I understand that, but I still overpaid for the damn watch.
Yeah. Yeah. You're not getting great deals there. So. What about you, Jen? What's something that is expensive that people keep buying?
Well, I think on the same line, the jewelry they sell on the ship is pretty overpriced. They make it sound like you're getting a really good deal, but I don't think it's that great. I think if you like the experience of buying something on the ship, then it's probably worth it. Also, I think the excursions from the ship, you can get them so much cheaper going third party. But you're paying for the convenience of somebody has vetted them for you. You know that the ship's going to wait for you if something happens while you're gone. There's a lot of reasons to do it, but you're paying extra for those features.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, when we went to Alaska, like we kind of got like non-buyer's remorse where like we didn't book an excursion, and we were like everyone's going to go see this damn waterfall. And now I kind of want to go see this waterfall. And luckily when we pulled up in the port, it was like we had binoculars out on the deck, And so we were like, we weren't looking at the wildlife. We were looking at the people sailing, getting ready to sail their excursions at port. and we were like looking at their signs and being like, "Oh, that one's actually a really good deal." It was really funny. And so like we got off the ship and went right to like the one that we wanted to go to. And we actually beat our family members going there because we're just cool like that. So
I'm going to say anything from Cherry on Top as well.
Yeah. My kids have made that mistake of like, look, you're on a budget this cruise. You have to spend, and the first place they go is Cherry on Top, and they're like, we're out of money. So,
well, too bad.
Yeah. But
Oh yeah, Cherry on Top in the arcade. It's got its own gravitational pull for my daughter. Just
it's got a gravitational pull.
I do love the arcade.
Yeah.
I like the video games, not the chance games though. I do like playing the Jurassic Park game a lot. So I'm getting really good at it. Someday I'm going to beat it.
It's only a 20-year-old game. I mean,
someday I'm going to beat it. So I'll get off that damn island one of these days. So
I believe in you.
Yes. Oh, well, do we have anything else?
I don't. Do you?
No, I think we covered all of our topics.
I think we got it all. Look at that. We're overtime, actually.
Time
in the beginning. So, but anyways, thank you all for listening. Go to our SpeakPipe page. We don't get a lot of messages on there. Tim decided to not leave a message, and now I'm gonna check on him. I'm gonna go ahead and
we need to make sure that he's okay.
I believe there might have been an incident with a wallaby, or he's working on that video we asked for. Either way, I mean, let's see what we can come up with. I need to know the toilet situation. Now that you just said it just dumps water in, I need to know how this works. Anyways, thank you guys so much. Just know that you are unique, you are special, and you are loved.
And remember, don't post stupid crap on TikTok and not expect to get banned. Bye.
What he said. Behave yourselves.
Yeah, and save the foosball tables.
Why don't you?